What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today, BCH USD. Hit that like button, subscribe, and thank you all for being here. Quick shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon, as always. It is the 11th day of April, Saturday, and here we are at about $439 with roughly 10 hours left in the day. We're down 1% on the day so far, consolidating still just below this little slanted range that we've broken out of, more or less. Not a lot of volume on the breakout. I've been very skeptical of this breakout ever since it happened because of the volume. And I do believe that we're going to move up higher, not just higher, but through this top area and back up well above $500, if not beyond even $600. And I think that when this move happens, it will be swift. It's just taking its sweet time getting there, from here at least. If we're looking at this on the short-term stuff, looking at this on the 1 hour time frame, volume is dying off. It's the weekend, so of course it is. We've seen some wacky price action throughout all this here. The RSI is at the same areas that we have typically found support, but we look a little bit different here. We look a little bit weaker. I wouldn't be surprised if we did come down a little lower. We're at 439. I don't know if we go below these lows here, but a little bit lower from here. Maybe we do go back to 435. If we do go below these lows, we could return to prices just below 430. I definitely hold the expectation that we will not go below 420 here, but even if we do, it'll probably be fine, depending on depending on how things play out. But I'm not expecting that personally. Stochastics are bearish. They definitely look bearish here, suggesting that the price will be guided down, and the MACD is useless. It's useless because we're just choppy and sideways here. With that, maybe even the stochastics are useless. If we look at this on the 1 hour time frame on Coinbase here, let's see. Aren't there some gaps? Aren't there any? I thought there were some gaps. Maybe they're at higher levels. I can't remember, or I could be thinking of something else. We do have we do have like one little gap there. I guess not, actually. It's been filled. We do have a gap here. We don't have any gaps at all. That's fine. Do we have any gaps to the downside? Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Definitely not. So I think I'm getting confused with another chart, perhaps. Anyways, looking at the 1 hour time frame, things do look momentarily bearish. I wouldn't be surprised if we came down. If we move up like $4, cool. We're probably going to move down like $3 or $4. It's not going to be too extreme. I don't expect that we get below these lows, but even if we do, I don't expect that we get below this low. 4 hour time frame. The RSI is neutral. That makes sense. The price action is neutral. Stochastics, same thing. And the MACD is taking on somewhat of a bullish shape, but neutral as well. All of these have a bullish posturing to them, where I would expect that you go to the overbought zone, continue to climb here, but again, maybe just a little bit lower first. It is the weekend. Let's move sideways. Let's be boring. That's the weekend's vibe. We typically do that. We don't really move too much, and then maybe Monday, Tuesday, we can start to break out and move higher. Looking at the daily time frame, the 4 hour didn't really give us too much. Daily time frame, the RSI here overall is weak, but we are seeing some shaping up in the structure, right? We're going from rejecting the oversold zone to getting into it, and then not getting overbought, but getting into the oversold zone again. Very bearish atmosphere. To now, we're kind of wrestling with this 50 level. When we come down to these bearish areas, we're not getting oversold now. Now we're bouncing off of the oversold zone, which we weren't seeing previously for the past like couple months. And that signal could be a reason to turn this thing around and perhaps send it to the overbought zone. And if we can get overbought, first and foremost, we haven't been overbought, you guys, since July of 2025. Getting overbought would likely represent a move that takes us back above, definitely above these prices, but I would even think above $540, something like that. We would see some impressive growth in a short amount of time. Very weak daily RSI, but things are turning slowly, which gives me a lot of confidence that this is the low and that we don't go below this low. Volume not picking up as we're moving down, all those things. The stochastics do look weak here as well, so the daily RSI and the stochastics agree that things are kind of bearish overall right now. We probably do come down a little bit more. The MACD is slowly killing its bearish momentum. We are at a point where, and we've seen a bunch of cryptos do this lately, where they reject their zero level and then they come up and cross through on that second attempt. It's like the rejection isn't that harsh, and then we actually follow through with the next attempt up. we're in a situation where the stochastics can move to the overbought zone, the MACD can cross above the 0, and the RSI can turn a bullish kind of shape all within the next week or two, by the end of this month for sure. And with that, I wouldn't be surprised if we had a breakout of this range overall by the end of the month as well. So as far as is that going to happen today, probably not. Tomorrow, probably not. It's the weekend, but over the coming weeks, that's kind of the idea. Nothing new really there. We do have a little bit of bullish divergence on the weekly MACD with last week's close. And then with this week, if we close here or higher, which I'm skeptical, but if we close here or higher, we do officially mark this as bullish divergence. We're actually killing off the bearish momentum there. So the bearish momentum, sorry, I mumbled. I was like talking really quiet right there. Anyways, I don't think there's anything else to say. I've said it all. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Monthly RSIs are the same areas that we've been finding support since July of 2023. Stochastics are at the 50, perfect area to find support. The MACD crossing red isn't really that good, but we have crossed red before. We were deep red for 2 months, and then we were the pale red for 1 month here. And that month was actually here, so we'd been moving up for 2 months by that time. So the MACD is kind of a lagging indicator. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I see a bounce coming. It's just probably not today or tomorrow. Probably by the end of this month we'll begin the bounce, and then I think May we might see some of the true glory of that bounce come in, or at least by the end of this month. Take care. Bye-bye.